Okay, welcome back, everybody. I did a lot of thinking about last episode, but before that, there's actually something I want to point out. Okay, not this. I played this a little bit more and I found shops. And these shops, like this and this, I think these are information packets in a sense. Actually, what is this? Well, I want to get these. Let's see. Let's try these first. And yeah, this is how I look at them. I'm not sure what this is yet. I'll wait till I get the full version. There's a lot of stuff here. Promotional material, draft, final edit. United Forces of Humanity, a traitor adopting the guise of Nikke has emerged from our ranks, but fret not, the goddess squad will protect you. This hideous creature will soon kneel before them. Even they can overcome it. The new Nikke has been to surpass the goddess, is now in the hands of the raptors. Welcome the white Nikke, who has become a raptor with open arms. Flee as you wish, but you can... What? That's interesting. I feel like I'm missing some context there. I'm gonna have to get more of these. But for now, we'll finish the main story, which I thought about it. There's a difference between everything else that I'll say Anichiro has done versus this shot. I think it's important to note that, the main characters of this game, they mainly just fight robots. This wasn't a robot. This was a comrade. Someone Cinderella probably trusted. She didn't act out of anger. It was, but she waited. It was cold and meant to kill. I think it shows a difference. And Chihiro's been doing a lot of stuff, but that was Cinderella herself. Just thought that was an interesting thing to point out. Yeah. But now, let's see what happens, because I'm a bit worried that they can bring Red Shoes back from that. And they don't believe Cinderella, so... A window? Okay. You fall back to... Yeah. There's truly... Without them, there's no one out there for you. Tear falls down, the sun sets. How long are you just doing that? You realize
My life is no longer a beautiful fairy tale. I am a traitor to humanity. A monster. A heretic. That's the way my story has been written. A failed story. A fairy tale that is not beautiful must be erased.
Oh. I've been hesitating on saying it, but if I didn't have, current story knowledge, my honest wish for Cinderella right now would just for her to have peace. The amount of things that's done, and I remember, I think was it Black Rock Shooter? It was some anime that I saw where someone went to a counselor, and instead of giving comfort, the counselor literally told them something along the lines of, your life is nothing, no one wants you, something like that. I think I also saw it in season 1 of Promised Neverland, something similar. Well, I think it was more so loss of hope. But the point is, to me, that was one of the most villainous things I think you could do. And that's essentially what's happened to Cinderella. Red Shoes didn't actually say anything to that degree, but she forced it to this point. It's unbelievably sad, which is why normally I wouldn't say this, but again, if I didn't know that things might happen differently, I just want her to have peace, whatever form that might take.
Glass slippers. Full contact.
Again, I can't really blame you for this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was, but it just, was delayed. It was calculated. Wait, what?
Cinderella,
Oh.
get up.
Yeah. Because if anybody should realize that that was possible, it should be you. And like I said, you might hold some responsibility for that. Just because you didn't, I mean, you probably just assume that your partner, you have to check over. For those who don't know, I'm in computer science too. When you're working on code, you do check over your partner's code. There's typically, when you work in a team, you can confirm their changes to your code. But a lot of times people just, pass them through, like, oh yeah, you're good, bruh. I trust you. So,
Turn glass slippers off, you idiot.
I mean, that does allow something like this to happen, but
Huh? How did you find me?
wait, really? Okay.
I won't stop until we reach the happy ending.
Can't help but think of this line, though. Again, changes to you, too. I'm still wondering how we get there, but...
Answer me. How did you find me?
Tracker?
Answer me!
I thought you would be here.
Oh.
What?
You always said that someday, when this was all over, you'd want to spend your days in a place where the cloudless sky meets the horizon.
Really? Not quite the scenery I was thinking when you said that, but alright.
After you ran away, I looked for a place that matched that description.
There must have been a lot of places to look, though.
I assumed that you would have thought that everything was over.
And I think that would be a fair assumption if you didn't come.
There were a few places that fit the bill, but this one was the furthest.
Oh, that's... Okay, that makes sense.
So, I figured that's where I'd find you.
Did I say that?
You did.
I don't remember.
I do.
Why are you here?
To take you away.
Where?
Anywhere but here.
Wherever it is, I'm not going. I will stay here.
And do what? Die?
Yes.
I can't allow that.
I don't need your permission.
Again, that's completely fair. Sorry for not talking as much, but I'm heavily invested in this.
That's where you're wrong.
Really?
I created you, so I say when you get to die.
I don't know about... Again, like I said, I get Abe is trying to help, but I'm just... that wouldn't be the approach I take, I guess, because from all that she's gone through... is that a question of the day? I don't know if I want to ask that, but just... I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
Come on, get up.
Yeah?
I told you to get up.
Abe, you need to change your approach. This ain't working.
What are you trying to do?
Get up so we can have some snacks and chat.
Yeah, like this is... We can't just act like everything's normal after that.
Come on, please.
Forget about me.
No.
I said forget about me. I've become a monster. I'm no longer beautiful. I stood in the goddess's way. I killed many humans and my own comrade.
And that part? You can't. That is not. No one can blame you for that. In fact, there's probably many cheers. That was the true villain.
I've ruined everything. There's no reason for me to live.
You have to live.
Why?
Okay.
Because I want to be the best engineer this world has ever known.
Again, not the approach I would have gone for.
You are my creation, my greatest masterpiece.
But I think I get where Abe is coming from. Something I haven't really touched upon is I think they've been showing that Abe is conversation doesn't come the most natural to her. So she's a bit awkward in getting her point across.
It can't end like this. I can't let you end it all on such a miserable note.
But yeah.
Otherwise, I would have created something which didn't amount to anything. No, this isn't where the story ends. Your story can only come to a close when you're at your most beautiful.
That is what we would. Yeah. She really hasn't had a chance to. Actually, I don't know how long she spent, training, but she hasn't really gotten started.
I already have too much blood on my hands.
And that's a fair thing to say, but it's not really yours.
I'm not beautiful anymore. My story has been tainted.
It has been tainted.
There's no happy ending for me anymore.
But we can still probably get a happy ending.
A fairy tale, which is no longer beautiful, should be erased.
I could, technically, we already did that, That was Red Shoes. And Ichiro wasn't a fairy tale, though.
I've always been watching you.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, part of your job, but I get what you mean.
I didn't want to miss a single moment. Your perseverance towards achieving your goals. Your refusal to give up. Your way of thinking. The future. Your dreams. I watched it all. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I could create a masterpiece such as yourself.
Although, wouldn't those be more, on Cinderella's part? I thought that's what you were going for.
I couldn't take my eyes off you. You were so beautiful.
And I think, I also don't think I touched upon this, but I think Cinderella's concept of beauty is different. It might come across as superficial, like what's on the outside, but no, I think Cinderella actually shares the same thought processes as me. Heart. The goddess squad, which truly I do think all of them, it wasn't just their power. When they're tested in the future, except perhaps, one of them, they all maintain their form. And if we go back to Log, your perseverance towards achieving your goals, refusal to give up, your way of thinking, the future, your dreams. You didn't want to miss a single moment. That is the act of the beauty, I guess. The inner beauty is what I think Cinderella is most concerned with.
Huh? You always had a captive audience in me.
And that makes sense based on what we hear in the future.
Your attention was focused on the goddess squad. You wanted to be part of them.
Yeah.
To be honest, I wasn't terribly interested in them.
Well, but I guess that makes sense. But like I said, to me, they earned their stations.
Because you were more beautiful.
I mean, I won't get into that. All right, but I get, of course, Abe's gonna say this in this moment.
You were shining bright like a diamond. And you were right in front of me. So why would I look at inferior beings that were far away?
I'd say I wonder if that was part of your color scheme, but no, I think just glass slippers. But, huh.
You were the most beautiful being that I ever created. My goddess of victory.
Ah. You know, I've been wondering because the name of the game's kind of only applied to the main goddess squad, but now seeing it apply to the second generation, well, at least Cinderella, can't help but wonder if that's gonna that will apply to the current generation. Well, they're not Grimm Smiles, but you know.
Goddess of victory.
That's why it can't end here. My goddess of victory must shine the brightest.
That makes it, it's like you're a fan and you want the person you're a fan of to shine even brighter than those previously. That's probably part of the reason you work so hard.
And be the most beautiful. Let's rewrite it. Let's rewrite this fairy tale which has gone astray. You're still alive.
Yes.
It's not over yet.
It's not over until... I was gonna make a reference. It's an opera reference. It wouldn't be so far from fairy tale, but not right now.
There's still a chance to rewrite the story as many times as we want.
In this case, I do think there's a point where, it's gone too far, it's gone off the rails. But again, it both was and wasn't Cinderella's story. She wasn't the one writing, I guess.
It's only the first chapter that's finished. There's still a long way to go until the ending.
Well, make no mistake, that was quite a first chapter. And can leave quite an impression on the audience.
There's bound to be plenty of twists and turns along the way.
Hopefully.
Let's create a happy ending.
But I've already killed so many people.
And yeah, see, that's honestly what puts me in a hard part. It's like, do I want Cinderella to be happy? Absolutely. But then there's, especially with Red Shoes gone, I would love to have people direct their anger out on her. But it really, again, the most important part, it wasn't her. It was her body, her weapons, but not her.
You weren't you.
Yeah.
I stood in the way of the goddess squad.
That is true, but they're fine.
That's not what you intended.
I became the enemy of the entire human race.
That's the big one.
It's not your fault.
It wasn't, though.
I even killed Red Shoes with my own hands.
That you should own. You should own that. Be proud.
You must have had a good reason for what you did.
You had the best reason. And for those who don't know me, normally I'm the type of person who, I'll go the Naruto route, try to rehabilitate, So if I say that it's gone too far, it's gone too far. All right, it's gone too far. In a certain other game, my favorite character was the one trying to bring everybody together. Even though it seemed like a hopeless situation, I still like to try, but sometimes you just go too far.
I trust you.
Huh.
No matter what happens, I will always trust you.
I wonder if that's part of what caused Ave to, miss this?
I'm blinded by your light and your beauty.
Well.
Ave.
Look, Cinderella.
Look at glass slippers. Wow. Have they always... Or is that just Red Shoes? Because I would hope that they would have been clean since they were in the lab.
What do you see?
A monster covered in blood.
Don't be a fool. That can be wiped away.
Again, I get where she's coming from, but it's not so easily wiped away. But I think what she's trying to say is the person underneath is still there. In other situations, this wouldn't be possible, but it really wasn't her. The true her should still be intact.
No matter what it's covered in, that doesn't change what's underneath.
Yeah. Well, again, in this case.
Look, it's all clean. Whenever you're struggling, don't allow your image to define you.
Oh, is this what I'm talking about?
Instead, look at your true self.
Yes. Yes. Inner heart. Because like I always say, heart is what matters most.
What do you see now?
When you look at me, what do you see, Ave?
That's a good question.
I can't see anything. I'm too starstruck.
You know, funny enough, that's been something that's been going around my channels for a long time. But in this case, I think it's beneficial for Abe to feel that way.
What do you see?
Me,
Who are you?
Cinderella.
Yes, not Anichiro.
And what kind of person is Cinderella?
Someone who betrayed humanity and killed a lot of people.
No, again, that was Anichiro.
What do you mean? It's not Anichiro who is reflected here.
Yeah.
It's Cinderella. So I'll ask you again. What kind of person is Cinderella?
A person who, when in despair, received help from the goddesses and then idolized them.
Yeah.
Someone who wanted to stand on the battlefield alongside them and applied for that privilege.
And that might be possible. In fact, I would think that would be the ideal solution in the future.
Who worked really hard and became a second-generation Grimm's model. A person who took great pride in that truth. Someone who took thousands, tens of thousands of tests.
I'm assuming you mean for the Grimm's models and not the experiments.
Who always strived to achieve the best results. Who never gave up on her dreams.
I like to hear that.
Who was always proud and full of confidence. A person who loved their comrades.
Yeah.
Someone who loved humanity.
Mm-hmm.
A person who loved myself.
Just once again, like I said, for someone to have all of that and to be brought to this point, there's truly, you can't do worse to her, I feel. You really can't.
The most beautiful person in the world.
And this Cinderella you're describing, what did she want to do?
Defeat those who would harm humanity and protect the human race.
Yep, that's your dream. Not the Raptures, not Anichiro or anybody else.
To rewrite the story.
Okay.
That's better. Let's do it. Let's rewrite it. I'll be in the front row watching.
I'll have to somehow bring up what's currently happened.
I'll be your mirror.
Oh, interesting.
I'll watch you become your true self.
Okay.
Okay. You've watched over me all this time. Even if everyone turned their backs on me, you would remain by my side. For you, I will continue my story.
And that's enough as long as you got... Oh, she's crying. As long as you got one person in your corner, that's enough.
When you become exhausted and you can't stand to look at yourself,
Look at
when the
you.
mirror's surface becomes smudged and dirty, just remember my eyes watching you.
It reminds me of that thing of Gurren Lagann. Don't believe in you, believe in the me who believes in you.
That's where you'll find the most beautiful goddess of victory this world has ever seen.
Gaze upon me, my audience.
I just want to think on that for a second. Because that does match the person that I've met currently. Grave. Okay. Alright. Not bad, Ave, though. It isn't exactly the full approach I would have gone with. But again, like I said, I think Ave is kind of awkward at times with the creation part. That's the only thing I'm like, "Eh." But everything else, that was good. That was good. Actually, did the lines change?
I'm not beautiful anymore.
Oh, no, they didn't.
I'm a monster.
With everything that happened, it would take someone like that to truly still stand behind Cinderella despite how everything looked, without knowing all the facts. Though I'm just gonna be honest, okay? The original team, specifically, if I'm talking about Snow White, Scarlet, and Rapunzel, their decisions, what they did to me, solidified their status. Like, don't get me wrong, I really liked what they did with Cinderella's character in this story, but they earned their title. I'm just gonna say. Dorothy did too, but Dorothy wasn't as magnanimous. That's all I'll say. Although, time will tell. Time will tell. Maybe she'll turn back. Either way.
If it means I can atone for my past, I am willing to do anything.
Something's still not making sense to me? Oswald. Because you're heavily injured when we see you later. How'd that happen? Oh, another key.
I didn't expect this kind of talk to come from you.
Yeah?
Not a word of this to anyone. Having to suffer through this once for my child is difficult enough.
See, that is a lot what I would have liked a lot better. This seemed more natural. That one line.
Did you say child?
Why are you making that weird face?
I'm touched.
Anyway, I know I was speaking confidently, but things have really gone to the dogs.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty hard to change things. In fact, it seems like you needed some extra help later.
Right now, you're...
The main reason why humanity had to flee underground. The one who destroyed the heretic research lab and who killed Red Shoes.
Again, completely fair.
You already know. So, if we're being realistic, we have two choices. First, return to the central government and cooperate with the investigation.
How so?
I'll be there to make sure they don't treat you roughly like before. We'll prove to them that you're completely and utterly free of corruption and explain the mechanisms behind it.
Okay.
While on paper, this is the safest and most conventional method, but it might not even be possible.
Especially considering I'm essentially a wanted criminal.
Yes.
I doubt I'll even be given the chance to explain myself.
Yeah, they'll probably have... Yeah.
Now, the second choice, hide out and wait. Like I told you, humanity has acknowledged defeat and is hiding underground.
So they're already underground now.
An operation called Ark Guardian, centered around the Goddess Squad, is underway.
No, okay. They're still doing that.
Whatever form it ends up assuming, the operation will soon come to a close. The people will seal the Ark and ensure that nothing can enter or exit.
Yeah.
Our second option is to hide away and wait until that happens.
What happens then?
I don't know, maybe consider getting into farming?
Farming?
What's the point of living on a planet where nothing remains?
You'll be alive, and that will be significant enough. You will wait, and you'll keep waiting. When humanity eventually emerges from their underground city, that is when you will help them.
Now that's a much better plan.
After enough time has passed, they'll be willing to overlook much of what has happened.
Especially if they don't even know you, because I'm pretty sure most of them don't by now. It's been 100 years.
While it's a safe choice, the disadvantage is that it will take a lot of time, and there's always the off chance that it will backfire.
Hmm,
Pick whichever one you prefer.
neither seems particularly alluring.
That's fair.
Then what are you going to do?
You said we should rewrite the story,
Yeah, and?
so let's rewrite it.
This can also be a part of the story. Every story has an intermission.
I don't like that. It's not beautiful.
It's easy enough to say you don't like something, but not so easy to come up with alternatives.
For better or worse, I've become stronger.
True. So are you going to go on the offensive?
My current strength is incomparable to before.
Good for you.
And due to the many unwanted battles, my skills have also significantly improved.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Why would you bring that up now of all times?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make things more difficult. But it's the truth. I'm as strong as ever. In matters of physical strength, nothing is impossible for me.
Hey, don't tell me...
There's only one thing she can be talking about.
In order to fix the story, I need to right the wrongs I've committed.
You gonna go for the lift?
I'm going to take down the Queen.
Well, that...
You mentioned that the number of raptures near the lift has increased, didn't you?
I mean, well, you don't know what's gonna happen. And they're probably the last people who would trust you at this point, since they fought you. But I'm just... For those who don't know, that remember me saying before, the Goddess Squad's currently on the surface after the mission's over. You could have had some backup. But most likely that would have taken maybe years of convincing. And that's assuming that they don't successfully take you out in the process.
It doesn't matter. With my current abilities, I can break through. I can erase the past catastrophes. The Goddess Squad will no longer be a failure. This is where it changes. What do you think?
How do we know they can't get at you again?
I think it's a beautiful plan that can resolve everything.
I don't think you have to go that far.
I think this is one of those rare cases where that line can't quite fit. But I also think using your strength wisely is important in this case. Even if that's what you want to do, it would be better if you had, some sort of plan, or can you at least confirm that they can't get you again?
What do you mean?
Humanity doesn't trust you. They consider you their enemy, a traitor. You don't have to go through all this.
Ave, I still want to be a second-generation Grimm's model. The savior of humanity. The successor to the Goddess Squad. I'm not doing this for humanity. I'm doing it for myself. And for Ave, who created me. For my comrades. I need to undo the damage I caused with my own hands.
So you're going to take down the Queen?
Yes.
Sounds like a fool's errand.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Okay.
What? That last bit contradicts the first part.
High risk, high reward. I like it.
At the very least, could you see if the rest of your team is okay?
If we want to turn things around, then we've got to do something drastic.
But there is something I need.
What is it?
I need Hansel, Gretel, and Siren.
Yeah. Though that probably means they all get defeated.
We need to go together. Then I know for sure that we can win.
Are you certain?
I mean, that's better than you going alone.
How could we not? While they may not be as strong as me, they are still remarkable.
It's not a matter of how strong they are or aren't. It's whether they'll be willing to go with you in the first place.
That part?
They'll come with me. I'm sure of it.
What makes you so confident?
Because I believe everyone feels the same as I do.
To take down the Queen?
Okay, let's go meet them. I don't know if they'll be persuaded, but we can at least go see them.
If you talk to them, I'm sure they'll listen.
Do you think I've got a voice like sirens or something?
Well, you have their respect.
No, You have something better. You're able to save someone who was ready to give up everything. Who was ready to choose death.
Oh, yeah. Of course you would say that.
Don't you ever bring that up again, please.
There's no need to be flustered. You're beautiful.
Well, still, if we want to talk to them, then the first step is to go meet up with them. And that'll be the biggest stumbling block.
Yes.
How come?
Oh,
Surely that wouldn't be an issue for you.
are they back in the government's custody?
Well, the thing is, before I came here, I used a stun gun to knock them all out.
Oh.
I'm considered an important witness, so they wouldn't let me leave.
Oh.
You think that's funny?
Let's find them then.
Find them? You mean there?
Yes.
I guess there's some sense to that. Good. Then, let's start by sneaking in.
Wait. Someone's coming.
Okay.
Is it a rapture?
Is it Oswald?
I can't tell.
Must be. Because it's got to be a human if...
Come out.
Oh, why does he sound robotic?
We have you surrounded.
Okay.
I won't stop until we reach the happy ending.
Alright, got another key. Oh, and they're there too.
What an odd combination.
Yeah, Abe, this is what I'm saying. You seem like a massive criminal right now. And honestly, you've been watching. It's like, well...
What is this? I thought you said we were surrounded. A bit of an exaggeration, don't you think?
I mean, again, even if you were, there's literally nothing they can do.
3 second-generation Grimm's models are more than enough to hem you in.
So you say.
Hansel, Gretel, and Siren.
Seems like you haven't come here to talk things through. Tell me, why are you here?
We're here to take you in, and to eliminate the heretic, Anichiro.
Certainly read the battle report, bruh. They can't do it.
Then I'm afraid you've wasted your trip. Since the heretic Anichiro is no more.
Allow me to convey the current feelings of the central government.
You didn't say those are your true feelings, though.
You massacred untold numbers of Nikkes and humans. Destroyed the heretic research lab. Murdered Red Shoes in cold blood.
That part is true. But you should own that.
You must be executed. Given the untold harm you have caused on humankind, both physically and on morale, we are here to kill you and secure your remains.
Wait, again, the way you're phrasing things seems like there can be a loophole, especially if it's just you and them 3. Nah, if there's anything I've been convinced of, Oswald is the fall guy for a lot of stuff. But he's also, I trust him. I trust him.
The news of your death will boost morale.
Not to say that what he's saying isn't factual, but...
I hate to admit it, but you're not wrong.
Yes, that is completely true.
Furthermore, any future option to capture or negotiate with Anichiro is off the table.
That also makes a lot of sense.
Our primary goal is elimination.
Isn't that going a bit overboard? A heretic's body holds untold research potential.
Nah. And see, and this is the thing. Ave is, from what that conversation told me, I don't know how to phrase it. Except Ave is blinded, like she said. That's too dangerous. But what I'm also concerned about is the arc is being closed right now, and you're telling me the Goddess Squad could have had help, and they just didn't. What were these three doing?
Too many have died by her hand. It's not just the central government. The common people harbor a desire for revenge.
That makes sense.
So many of them have lost family and friends.
So she's become a figurehead.
Again, figurehead, it really isn't fair to, like, it's more than that.
Correct. Raptures are already starting to be viewed as a natural phenomenon, akin to a natural disaster.
But name and a face.
There is no trace of individuality amongst them. They are an anonymous collective, a faceless horde.
Yeah.
But the heretic Anachiro? She is one person, a perfect and singular target to focus on.
So you came to kill her?
He said he was repeating the orders. And again, if he honestly believed that's what he was trying to do, he should know this isn't enough if he did the research on the battle report. Which I know there had to be one, an after action report.
And you brought them along?
Yeah. It's too... If this was really his mission... Well, again, the God Squad can't be taken away from their current objective, but... That's the only way a mission like this would make sense.
There is nothing better than a Grimm's model to combat a heretic.
Uh-huh, that's true.
Hey, you guys, what's gotten into you? Did you really come to kill Cinderella?
They're all in a bit of a tight spot. Their top member, Cinderella, has been corrupted. Red Shoes, once a high-ranking priest and researcher from BTC, is dead.
I'm still... Maybe it's because they're older, but I always thought if they had the head, at least they could bring her back. Maybe they don't know that yet? I don't know.
Siren is barely able to control the immense power she wields. As for Hansel and Gretel,
Undocumented.
they are illicit creations.
Yeah. Now, honestly, Ave, they could honestly treat you as just a big of a threat.
Only 3 second-generation Grimm's models were supposed to be made. Cinderella, Red Shoes, and Siren. Hansel and Gretel were created by you without prior authorization. You created full-fledged Nikkes, all in secret.
I still want to know why that even happened.
You know what this implies, don't you?
Especially with Cinderella going off the rails.
That I'm amazing?
No.
I won't deny that. But it also casts doubt upon your intentions. Only a potential traitor would conduct such actions in secret.
And that's honestly facts. I do not know why Abe did that.
The heretic is a new weapon that you created. And the second-generation Grimm's models were all made to eventually serve as such.
Which somebody working on your team had those exact thoughts.
It makes for a convenient cover-up. And you're the perfect scapegoat.
If you had a brain in your head, you'd know that's complete horse.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is that this is what most people will think. In particular, those who are in power.
So what are you trying to say?
Cinderella, if you die, everyone else can be cleared of their charges.
In other words, if you just disappear.
If you take the blame for what's happened and die, Ave and the other Grimm's models can return. They can be humanity's saviors once again. The successors to the goddesses. Only you will be considered a traitor.
So Oswald definitely doesn't believe what's been happening then, because you would not say this if you thought that Cinderella would attack you, because you'd be dead, bruh. Unless you just really following orders.
To capture you, the second-generation Grimm's models were deployed. After a fierce battle, they emerged victorious.
Yeah, he's laying down the line.
The foe that even the Goddess Squad struggled against will be defeated. Vengeance will be ours. It would be a grand achievement, one which overshadows any minor details.
But again, anybody who read the after-action report should know that shouldn't be possible.
I understand what you're saying, but I have no intention of cooperating. There is something I must do.
What is that?
I will defeat the Queen.
Huh? I see. Given your specifications, this is not as outlandish as it may sound.
No, but still kind of crazy. At least if you have backup, though.
Very well. Is this your final decision? I should have known this is what you'd all decide.
Aw.
Hansel, Gretel, Siren, let's go together. With your help, we can win.
Gretel and I want to ask you something.
Sure.
Did Anachiro kill Red Shoes?
No.
No.
Why did you kill
Oops.
her?
No. I did.
Okay.
She deserved to die.
Yes.
I thought Red Shoes was kind. She took good care of us.
Yeah, for a good reason.
She was kind to Siren.
Again, good reason.
She liked Cinderella. Was your hate for Red Shoes so strong as to forget all that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. I despised her.
If you start to hate Gretel and me, will you kill us too?
You can't possibly do what Red Shoes did.
If you do something like what Red Shoes did, then yes.
I mean, yes, if that is possible. I just genuinely don't think so, but...
I will kill you.
What were Red Shoes' final words?
Oh, that's a good one.
She didn't say anything.
You're not gonna tell them?
I see. Oswald told me that she was refining the corruption virus.
He did!
I did some of my own investigating.
See, Oswald... This is what I'm talking... I know. All right, Oswald. All right, man.
Turns out Red Shoes was using an old VTC research lab in secret.
Dang, how y'all missed that?
We found over 200 Nikkes and about 10
Oh, yeah.
raptures there.
Yeah, the research I found.
The Nikkes all had their brains operated on, and the raptures had been implanted with corruption.
Is that true?
All the Nikkes were dead, but something stood out even more than that.
What was that?
All their eyes were red.
Uh...
The raptures were all functioning normally. They had been stripped of their armor and were immobile. Only the corruption-inducing devices were operational. Red Shoes was refining the corruption process. Of that, there is no doubt. And one more thing. The entire lab was full of your photos.
Oh, that's creepy.
I see.
Gretel and I knew that Red Shoes did some bad things. And even worse things to Cinderella. But did you have to kill her?
Yes.
Was there no other option?
No.
No, there wasn't.
I think you're trying to play it off like you don't care. Gretel thinks you're crying.
I mean, it probably did hurt. It's a betrayal, but after everything that happened?
We both like you, Cinderella. We also liked Red Shoes. We're... sad. Red Shoes was like family to us. And now she's gone.
You know, I think I'm getting it now. These two must be the kids of the family. Or at least that's the dynamic that they're going with. And that's fair. I gotta remember, if you take a step back, you think essentially these are people that you looked up to, considered family, and then they betray you in such a harsh way. It's for these three, it must be hard. It's like, what do you think at this point?
I'm sad too.
We don't want to lose another family member. So we will protect you. We will protect Cinderella. Let's go together.
Thank you.
Can I hug you?
Yeah, definitely the kids of the family.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's completely understandable. I would not envy your position.
For not believing in what you said. For not believing you.
Now that you both have the same voice. Interesting.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for coming to meet me. Thank you for forgiving me.
You did nothing wrong.
Right. Siren. That ability is a siren move. Oh, just like before? Yeah.
Cinderella? You were hurting. You were very lonely.
You fool. I told you not to talk.
Let her talk, Ave. She can control it.
I was so scared. I didn't know if the person in front of me was the real you.
That's fair.
I was scared that you might hurt me again. I avoided your hand. You probably just wanted to hold hands. No one would have held Cinderella's hand.
You're holding my hand now. That's all I need.
I understand.
Dang, I didn't even need to persuade them.
What you thinking, Oswald?
Oswald?
And even more so, I hate the position that he was placed in. If only Dorothy could have seen this.
Yes?
Are you crying?
Wouldn't be surprised.
No.
You didn't come here to kill us, did you?
No, it didn't make sense. You come with their best possible chance of having allies and just yourself? If you really want a fighting force, you need the Goddess Squad. They're second gen, but they have little battle experience and they've already lost. Actually, yeah, I wonder, Snow White's been through some changes now. They may be able to do it with just the four of them.
I was sent here to eliminate you. That much is true.
Yeah, but the way you were saying it, you left loopholes. Well, not loopholes, but
But I failed.
yeah.
And here you are, practically laying down the red carpet to let us escape.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be ridiculous. So are you going to kill the Queen?
Yes.
Well, you'll try.
Then you are officially fugitives now. Your names will have a curse upon them, and you will be shunned. Can you handle that?
It's okay. We can always clear our names again.
Gretel and I are okay with it.
You're all gonna fail. Let's not. I don't think this game exists. That must be what happens. Dadgummit.
Here.
Small tablet.
What's this?
A list of safe places and routes that will keep you out of harm's way.
Now look at this man. Look at him. I knew it. You wouldn't have came with that if you really planned on accomplishing your mission.
Perhaps it will come in handy.
Well, I mean, backup plans. We could have legitimately considered it, but
Why are you doing this? It's unlike you.
nah, I think this is the real him. He's rising up the ranks, and he's gotta do what he's gotta do, but when he has an opportunity,
I'm a fan.
yes. Of all of them. Okay.
You have to win. Give humanity the victory they deserve.
Well, they might just destroy the lift, but I don't see them. Like, where are the others? And why is... Well, we'll see.
Leave it to us. I will bring you a splendid, beautiful victory.
Alright, field's changed. Because there's also still... Where is that? Yeah, what the heck this place gonna do? I don't notice any changes, but it might just be the voice lines. Let's check the usual suspects, though.
I'm not beautiful anymore.
I don't know, the voice lines
I'm a
didn't change.
monster.
Even if everyone turns their backs, even if no one else is watching, I'll rewrite this tainted story for the greatest scientist stood by me for you. Interesting that they're facing different
If
ways.
it means I can atone for my past,
And this? Yeah.
if it means I can atone
what's
for my
this?
past, I am willing to do anything.
Any action embedded within the corruption functions is as an overriding command without exception. For Test 49, corruption with the command to induce self-harm was injected with the subject executed precisely as ordered? Nah. Rescues it? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I mean, there's nothing else that they can say to make it worse, honestly, I think.
So much.
And the last one? Oh, the song in question. It's a nice one. Alright.
I'm not